We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about when should you rezone or subdivide a piece of property.
Oh, I have a lot of really good examples. You like that? I hope you have a pen and paper handy.
The thick of it is this. It's really difficult to rezone property. And we all hear stories about it. It's kind of like a unicorn.
It's funny.
And so, you know what? We'll get all into it.
I love how casual people. Here's the deal: people casually throw this out there, like, no big deal. Take it, rezone it to this. Here's what's possible. Piece of cake. Yeah, right.
Here's what I tried to go do one time, and then we'll get to the question. Take a 40-acre property that I paid $4,000 for in Arizona. It's $100 an acre. So I paid $100 per acre, and I tried to rezone it or cut it up into 41-acre properties, which I knew I could very easily and quickly sell for $500 plus fees. So 500 times 40 is what? $200,000. So I could take a $4,000 investment, cut it all up, get it, and go through the paper process at the county. Is that right? Yeah, it is right.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's right. It's not 20,000.
It's 5 times. So 20,000. I said 200.
Oh.
So it's $20,000. Not bad if you can do that 20 or 30 times a year. So, which we could do. We were easily buying that a month and can do. So, it's a very, very appealing concept to take. There's a lot of different names for it. It's the bottle case method. Convenience store buys cases and cases of stuff wholesale, and then they put them in a refrigerator, separate them all out, and then sell them by the bottle. And it's the same thing. And the numbers are very, very attractive. So the question, that's what the show is about. So when do I do that? When do I subdivide my property or cut it all up? And so I want to do it too. I want to do it.
All right, chill out. We'll talk about this. I got you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the LandInvestorscom online community. It's free.
I really do have a lot of notes on this. This topic. That's why I brought this topic up, that we should talk about this today, because I have a lot to say. All right. Luke wrote, where am I writing?
Leonard here.
Oh, excuse me. Leonard wrote, hello, everyone. I've been selling properties in Arkansas, bought from the commissioner, and I've previously been waiting to have the physical deed before I list the property. However, I bought a couple which I have received tax and HOA bills and no deed yet. Can I use the previous deed of the property before the commissioner foreclosed to sell the property when making the new buyer's deed, or must I wait longer? When should I list these properties? Thanks, Leonard. And then one of our members wrote in and added his personal spin here. Some of those counties can take months and months and months, if ever. You can call the state and ask them if you only do a couple at a time and are cool with it. They tell you when they deeded it over. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you got that. Like you bought it. Like, oh yes, it's already in your name. It's coming. Basically, I'm sure with virus times too. Who knows how long it's going to take.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's past the redemption period, so you're all clear. You can sell it. Waiting on Mr. So and so to sign this. Love the commissioner, the state land. I don't know, whatever that. Other times they'll say, yep, we sent it to the county for recording. Call the county. It's probably sitting on the clerk's desk, waiting for you to send a self-addressed envelope.
And that's good.
And such and such. I'm going to keep going or stop?
No.
Okay.
Here's the deal. And this is the reason that I really included this question. Tax deed. There's a huge tax deed market out there. It's very attractive. I've done a bajillion tax deeds myself, and we still do them. You shouldn't stop now. If you're in the tax deed business or you want to get into it, now's a good time. There will be a deluge of properties that will become available about 4 years from now, 4 to 5 years from now. Don't wait. Don't wait at all. I'm just saying now is a great time to get into the business because there's going to be a tremendous amount of land foreclosures all over the country. They're very time sensitive. So that clock is starting. People are stopping paying taxes on property now. And so that means 3 to 5 years from now, all these properties are going to come up for next to nothing all over the country. So, and the counties, as indicated by this brief conversation on land investors, can't handle the volume, especially these really rural counties. Arkansas has counties that aren't computerized, so it's all paper and like copy machines and stuff.
They are. I'm going to tell you personally too. I know that from our properties, they are really behind. The process, the foreclosure process, which normally is X years, is now like you can almost add a year, and they'll flat out say, "I haven't even got to that yet." It's going to be 6 months before I even look at it.
Does that mean you shouldn't do it? Heck no.
Right.
It's like we said yesterday: adapt and overcome. This world is packed right now full of naysayers with a really loud microphone. And so they'll get on, they will write and complain and argue. And anytime I hear any of that on any topic, I'm going to put my dad hat on here for a minute.
Oh, uh-oh.
Anytime I hear that, what I hear somebody saying is, I'm failing. Because stuff's going to block your way. And whatever you're trying right now, whatever you're trying in life, there's always massive roadblocks. Right now, it's a virus. Or in this case, in this micro case here, it's the county can't record stuff fast enough, or they never really wanted to do it anyway. There's always solutions around that.
Yeah.
But you have to get through it. You have to adapt and overcome. Today's topic: when should you rezone or subdivide a property? This is the meat of the show. Every property has zoning. Even if the zoning is, we haven't zoned it yet.
Yeah.
It's unzoned, but it is there's a column in a spreadsheet, and it's associated with that property. There's agriculture zoning. There's heavy industrial zoning. If you live in a house right now, it's zoned single-family residential. If you're sitting in an office building, it's zoned commercial office. If you're sitting in an apartment building, it's zoned multi-tenant. And every county, and to make it worse, every municipality has a different opinion about what all this stuff means. That's the good news, because you figure it out, you're in the minority, definitely, of the people who have that knowledge and can kind of manipulate it. So there's a lot of value in having a property zoned. Somebody went through it, and maybe it's 4 assessors ago, or planning and zoning, zoned a property industrial, but more and more around there, property's getting rezoned, and they're putting in apartment buildings and stuff, and pretty soon you've got this property there that's zoned industrial, and it's not like the others. So there's a huge real estate play there to get that zoning changed, go through all the stuff, and put up an apartment building, or sell the land, in our case, to somebody who's already put up apartment buildings there. Isn't that a beautiful story? It never happens that way.
Exactly.
Never. To get stuff rezoned, it is a massive undertaking of politics, red tape, and
Paperwork.
payments, and patience,
And time.
and surveys, and independent consultant reports, and on and on and on. And bear in mind, all the people that are associated with the county, the people that work there, or the people that have put these rules in place, are incredibly less intelligent than you are.
Don't forget, they're all working remotely right now. They don't know what's going on.
So when should you rezone or subdivide a property? Every deal I've ever had, we should have rezoned it or subdivided it. How many did we do? Like 3 before I couldn't take it anymore.
Right.
3 out of 16,000.
Because we know what's going on. May I jump in, please?
Done.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this. Rezoning. I'm like, duh, is my notes. Really? And the time involved. If you're lucky, you can get it done in 60 to 90 days. That's when everybody's working and showing up, and it's not the holidays or the
60
summer
to 90
vacation
years.
or a virus thing. So, and then as far as subdividing, okay, so let me talk about rezoning first. So you just explained what it is. That was perfect, by the way, setting this up. The reality is it doesn't go that way. And are you that person? Are you the expert? You're going to be learning all of this, in a new area probably. It's not your expertise. And so here's what we do. I like to just know what's possible and pass that on to the guy. So let's just say, in Stephen's example, everything around there's apartment buildings and this one's industrial. Ding, ding. How awesome is this property? Because this guy has choices. I would buy the property, properly convey what's possible to my buyer, and any information that I've collected along the way about here's what this guy did, here's what that guy did, here's what this guy did. So there's 3 uses for this property. How lucky are you? And I pass it on to him. I'll let him make that decision and do what he wants to do with the property. And the reason why is I'm not here to, let me back up. The reason why is I'm here to quickly buy, resell that property, and make a profit. I'm not here to change the layout of this sweet little city. Like, that's what those people are doing. You know, if I wanted to, you know, make this now, maybe I live in a little Mayberry and this is going to be a whole new retail area and I want to make a little hotel. I'm like in it. That's usually who your buyers are. They're in it. Or there's some other reason and they're the hotel gurus or something. By the way, they already have this locked down too. If you think you're going to teach them something, they probably already know. I know I can do this. I already did it over here. I know what's possible. I have the team in place.
That's what they do for a living.
Right. I have the survey guy in my back pocket. I'm way ahead of you there. So this is why I'm saying this is, you know, we're all on the same page. It's just not something we should be doing as investors. My other thing, can I go on to subdividing?
Of course.
Okay. Sometimes it's like I have this stuff built up, as you can tell. I'm like, I have these notes. I want to get it out. Sometimes. So I apologize if I'm a little like brain dump here, but I've been quietly waiting and anxious to share.
You know, the truth is, Jill feels very strongly about dumbness in real estate.
Gosh.
And this is, I feel that
Yeah.
I think it's a shame that there's such a prevalence of rezoning and subdividing discussions out there, when in fact, the amount of work that's involved for what we do for a living, you know, we are not Shea Homes. We don't have an office building full of attorneys that can take a 40-acre farm property that's zoned agriculture, buy it from a farmer, and rezone it for an SFR subdivision.
Right.
Is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely for them to do it? Yes. For us, no.
Yep. That 90 days that I could spend doing that, how many deals could I do in 90 days and make so much more money in this one project and not have to relearn something?
How many
and
weeks
just
are in
be
90
so
days? That's how many.
Easy. Exactly. That's the whole
21.
point here. So now the whole thing about subdividing, talk about
12.
this too,
Sorry, 12.
by the way. That's okay. We're not here to correct your math. Not today
I got
anyway.
corrected real severely on my math recently.
No, I let it go. It's okay.
It wasn't you.
Oh, somebody
Yeah.
somebody did?
Yeah, like, oh my God, come on, man. You know, really? This is it? This is it?
I don't care.
I'm like, yep, I did math wrong, sorry.
I don't care. So here's my other thing about subdividing. You may think it's great. Sure, there are some money things. Yes, I get it. It's very rare. Some people say, oh, I just did it in this county. All I do is rewrite the legal descriptions and submit it. Okay, that's very, very rare that it's that easy. If you find that scenario, you want to do it, more power to you. I can't tell you how many stories of individuals, of people that I personally know, that we personally know, that has come back to bite them too. Because if they started to do it at such volume that they started to make people mad. And the county can, and has been known to, come back and rewrite rules and make life difficult for you even after the fact.
To spite one or a group of people. Mm-hmm. Just to do it that way.
Exactly. So, again, do you want to get involved in that? No. Do you want to be in the again, what you just said too, it's a lot of politics.
Yeah.
You know, do you want to be... I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to, you know, I don't need to grease any palms to get my stuff done, nor do I want to be worried that I'm going to piss the wrong guy off and they're going to take it away from me. It's just not
all those are inevitable. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal, in summary. When you make money in real estate, if anybody, completely include us and every single one of us in this group, the only way you make money in real estate is by creating equity. There's only 2 ways to create equity, and that's it. I'm going to make this so super simple, and you can decide, listening to this, which one you are. You can buy property for cheaper than it's worth right now and resell it. That's what we choose to do that day, usually. We created equity. How did we create equity? We created it by finding a buyer who just doesn't want it anymore, or the price isn't their real priority. The priority is getting it out of their life. They don't want to pay the taxes anymore. Somebody passed away. They need some money. Doesn't matter why. But that's what we do. We buy it for cheaper than it's worth that day. And your second option is to improve the property. You buy a piece of property, let's say not for less than what it's worth. You buy it for retail value or the value at the time that everybody theoretically believes that it's worth. And you do a bunch of stuff to it to make it worth more, thereby creating equity. There's lots of ways you can do that. You can rezone it, like we're talking about today. You can rip out the shower and put a new one in. You can tear down an old factory and put up an apartment building. So there's lots of ways to improve property, and that's what everybody talks about on TV. That's what gets the most notoriety. I'm not sure why. When in reality, wouldn't you rather do 20 deals to that one deal where you buy it for 10 or 20% less and resell it for the value that it's worth so somebody else can go take the risk? Where's the risk in that? Mm-hmm. Where's the risk in buying a property that, our numbers are like this for land. We typically buy land that it's about between 10 and 40% of what we can sell it for. So if everything goes wrong, we double our money. If everything goes right, we triple, maybe quadruple our money. Mm-hmm. Never goes right. It never always goes right. 1 out of 5 deals go right. The rest we just double our money on. Sometimes some stuff goes wrong, but we don't lose money at that. And it's no risk. How much risk is buying a piece of property for retail value and then hoping that you can subdivide it? And that because the people that are now holding the reins in your real estate deal at the county are in a good mood that day.
Scary.
Subdividing and rezoning is possible, but extremely unlikely and unattractive financially from a risk and a time and a money standpoint.
Beautiful. Thank you. Happy you could join us today. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're right here on the Land Academy Show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are on the House Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the House Academy Show is called, Is a Smooth Transaction or a Rehab Even Possible? You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Oh, we got some stories. We've been so lucky.
The short answer is, yeah, it's possible for the right personality.
Exactly. We've been very lucky. We've all of ours. I can't think of one that we lost money on. Not lost money on the deal, but lost money on what we could have done in the same amount of time.
Lost a portion of my soul.
Yeah, well, there is that too. The Land Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listeners. So wherever you're watching and wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there.
We are Steve and Joe. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.